Well, hi guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and yeah, what do you think? I'm working under the shade tree. Where else? And I've started my sandblasting, and I have to keep stopping periodically because I made a stupid mistake here last year when I used my sandblaster for the last time. I hadn't sifted the sand that I took out of the bin that I was using. I have the bottom end of a plastic 55-gallon drum that I normally do my sandblasting over so I can retrieve the sand and use it over again. Well, there were some rust particles down in there, and I didn't sift it, and some of them keep plugging up my nozzle, so occasionally I have to stop. Once that bunch is gone, then I should be set to go. But we're already working at it, and I've started over here. Let me bring you over and I'll show you what we got going on here. There we are. Whoop, there it goes. There's the first bit we've done, and I've even done a little bit down inside the frame of the Goofy cart while I'm at it. And this is my sandblaster that I use right here. I believe it's an old HF sandblaster, and I've modified it by putting these dolly wheels on the back so it makes it easier to move. And I don't think it has a brand name listed on it, but I bought it off of Craigslist and got it secondhand, and it already had a pot full of sand in there. This is a pressurized sandblaster, and it had already been upgraded. It has a higher end style nozzle on it, and but I found that the release springs in here are already sticking. So yep, when I turn it on, it's going, so I make sure I have it pointing in the right direction. And yep, so that's where we're at, and I'll show you a little bit of footage of me sandblasting, but it's going to be a while, so you're not going to be wanting to stand here and watch me sandblast for an hour or two or more. Yeah. Enjoy. Oh, I should mention that I will know when I have cycled through the glass beads that I'm using. If you see down on the ground there, it's pretty light colored stuff, and I've just filled the pot the rest of the way up now with Black Magic, which is basically volcanic ash, I guess. But that's what we're going to be using, and so when it converts over, I'll know. Hopefully I've gotten beyond all of the rust particles, you know what I mean? Alright, here we go. You definitely need your hood, and you want a pair of leather gloves and a long sleeve shirt. Well, I used a bag and a half. I had about a half a bag in it, and I put a full bag in, and this is as far as I've gotten. You'll notice I have attempted to get the details that I won't be able to get with a grinder and so forth. I see I still got more down in there and some on the back sides of these things, and I'm going to go get some more sand. But most of this I can now do with my stripping wheel and get that cleaned off. So this one would be pretty much ready. Like I said, I've got to do some touch up on these skids and stuff like that. And you can see while I was on the end of the deck, I did a little bit down in here as well. So yeah, making good progress, and it does take time, and it takes a little bit of sand. And I can see, can you see? I'm looking down in here, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can see daylight around those wells. Yeah, see that? That's not a good thing. So I guess I'm going to have to do some welding around those things. And for those of you who follow Chef Tush, you'll know that same guy that did the restoration work on his Triumph has been working on this mower deck. Brass. Yep, there's a few places that have brazing done on it. And that's not a bad thing necessarily, but nowadays with the way restoration work is done, it can be a bane to the restoration guy who was trying to replace panels, because you can't weld with brass, or you can't weld over brass. You have to clean it all off before you can use your MIG welder or TIG welder or whatever kind of welder you're using. I'll bring you back when I have more. And oh, one more thing before I shut the video off this time. It's a nice day today, actually. I'm very pleased with the weather. It's about 80 degrees, but the humidity is very low. I found some bearings, shouldered bearings, right outside diameter and 3/4 of an inch inside diameter, so that it will slide right onto my shaft. So I won't have to waste these. It cost me more for the bearings, you can imagine, than it did for the two wheels. But even so, still cheaper than buying one tire to put on the old rims. And I don't know how closely you looked at these old rims. They're pretty beat up around the edges, especially bent up and so forth. So yeah, they could be fixed. These tires go for around 20 bucks a piece if you can find them, and they're few and far between. So with $8 for the wheels and tires here, and I think I paid 12 and change for 4 bearings, so I've got $20 invested, right? So that's it works out good, because that would be the cost of one of the other tires. This way I've got new wheels and tires, and I won't have to paint them. They're already painted white, which is what the wheels are supposed to be. So, all right then. See ya soon. And don't forget to check out our giveaway sweepstakes video. Get your instructions for entering. Bye for now. Guys and gals, it's me, George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I'm just finishing up the mower deck here. I had a problem with my sandblasting, and I was using a lot of sand, so I decided that I would just do the details, and I think I said that before. And now I'm finishing it off using deck will stay there, using this kind of a bit. It's called a polycarbonate abrasive wheel. Polycarbide abrasive wheel. Yep, and it does a pretty good job. And while you guys were goofing off, I went uptown and I bought 4 more bags of sand, and I have 1 left there, and I probably have about 3/4 of a bag in my sandblasting pot. But I think the moisture got the best of me, because now I'm getting plenty of air through it, and the nozzle's not plugged up, but I'm not getting any sandblasting sand. So it's alright. This old man's getting tired, but we got this part of the front end done pretty much, and I can finish off what isn't done using that polycarbonate bit. And let me show you what we got outside here. I've already swept up. Boy, that AC feels good. I didn't get a whole lot done here on the Goofy Cart frame because as I was just getting started on this, you could see all the stuff on the ground. Yeah, I switched over to the black stuff. The black stuff actually is coal, reprocessed coal, what do they call it? Coal dust or whatever. So I got some of it done up in here. This is dirt. Just I've been working on the bottom, and I was going in here, and that's when it started giving me a trouble. And I was hoping to get the bottom done today at least, but it's okay. Tomorrow's another day, you know, and if it's not, then we don't got to worry about it. So that's where we're at on that, and hopefully tomorrow I'll get back out here and the stuff will be dried out and it'll all work. And yeah, I drained the tank on my compressor, and I cleaned out my water separator, which is sort of doing its job. And there's a water separator actually on the back of the sandblasting pot too. But well, there it is, all in primer, and I'm going to wait and paint it tomorrow. That's the color it's going to be right there. It's called a Navajo white. And yep, that should do it. I took the extra pieces off the top so I can sandblast them individually. And those pieces will probably get painted orange. They'll be underneath, you won't see them anyway. So it's the end of another day, and George is tired. We'll work on this tomorrow, work on hopefully getting the sandblaster working again, and finish at least the bottom side of the Goofy Cart frame. Hope it's been a beautiful day where you are. Not too humid here. About 80 degrees was our high, somewhere around there. And as you saw, it was a good day for working in the shade. Thanks for watching. Bye now.